What's going on everybody, my name is LeakyTapsMan and this is another This Week in Gaming where I bring you up to date with news, rumours and speculation within the world of video games. And there is some pretty big stuff this week, and wouldn't you just know it, like some kind of clairvoyant, I do a Left 4 Dead 3 wishlist last week and rumours about Left 4 Dead 3 pop up this week. In an interview with some Valve employees, the topic of Left 4 Dead 3 came up, and they said although it's quite some way off, they're discussing ideas for it already, and one of those ideas is a player-controlled AI director. So something akin to being a dungeon master, I guess, where you can spawn enemies against other people. They said that this is something they saw with the mod support of the original and Left 4 Dead 2, and it was something that they were really excited about. But there's a lot of kinks to work out as well, they said. But either way, just any kind of news on Left 4 Dead 3 is very encouraging, and I'm personally psyched to see that it's at least on their radar. And I'm starting to think that I'm a bit of a psychic, so if you have a particular wish list where you really want a game to come out, just send me a message and I'll do it and I'll make the game happen. Alright, also this week, some incredibly awesome news, for me personally at least, and that is that potentially, keyword here, there will be a spiritual successor to Banjo Kazooie. Now this has emanated from the fact that former Rare employees, so basically the key guys that made the original game so magic, they basically dispersed from Rare, made their own company, and now they're kind of gauging the interest of the general population to see just how welcome a third Banjo game would be. Obviously they don't have the rights to Banjo Kazooie, so a spiritual successor basically means the gameplay and the style is in the mould of Banjo Kazooie, but obviously they can't use the same characters. But either way, this is news that I'm very excited about. If you'd like to show your support, then they have a Twitter account, it's @MingyJongo. I'll put a link in the description. So if you could show your support for them, a huge thumbs up. Okay, something else quite big this week. A new job listing on Microsoft's website has suggested that Forza 5 is in the works, which I guess you could say is more or less a given, but with Forza Horizons yet to be out, it's nice to at least see some focus on the main games. Basically the listing goes like this, they're listing for a software development engineer, and it said in the description, we are Turn 10 and we need you for the next version of Forza Motorsport. Now, Forza Horizons, I believe, isn't made by Turn 10, so we can assume it is Forza 5. Another interesting detail was the fact that it mentioned scalable multiplayer, or a scalable multiplayer system, which would suggest it could be for next generation and current generation, and I personally think Forza 5 would be an amazing game to showcase the technology for next gen. Driving games in particular seem to squeeze every last bit of juice out of the hardware. Another quite interesting bit of news was that Reggie Fils-Aime, this is the president of Nintendo America, he has confirmed that Retro Studios are working on a big name Nintendo franchise. He didn't delve into details. What he did say was that it's going to be ready to be announced around E3 time, so around May-ish. Now in terms of the Nintendo franchise, we can speculate. They did Metroid Prime and they did Donkey Kong Returns, both of which were incredibly good games in my opinion. Personally, I would love to see them do a Star Fox game, but with Nintendo, they've got a whole bunch of series that they could take a stab at and do a really good job with, so I'm pretty excited to see what they've got in store for us. Oh, and this big game is obviously for the Wii U. I thought I should have mentioned that before. Alright, and finally, a Mass Effect trilogy has been announced for the 360, PlayStation 3 and PC. It's coming November 6th, and for PlayStation 3 players, this is your first opportunity to get to play the original Mass Effect, which in my opinion is the best one. So that's some nice news for you guys. One thing that struck me as quite odd about the announcement is that the Wii U isn't getting it, whereas it's getting Mass Effect 3, which kind of seems like they're being shafted a bit. So with that announcement, I can see Mass Effect 3 faring very poorly on the Wii U. Not that it would have done amazingly well anyway, but I'm sure a lot of people will delay their purchase in anticipation that the trilogy will eventually come to the console. It just struck me as quite bizarre in general. Alright, well that is pretty much everything that's gone on this week in the world of video games. What will I be doing this week on my channel? I think I'll do my first of the games that need sequels. As for the category, I'll leave it up to you guys. You've got a choice of the following: platformers, shooters, RPGs, Xbox Live Arcade / PSN, or Wii U titles. So you can expect that during the week. To be honest, I probably won't do another video on top of that. I am insanely addicted to FIFA 13 at the moment, so that is taking up 99% of my time. I'm not going to BS you guys. and we'll look a bit beyond into the future even further. My indie series will start fairly soon. I'm going to start with a game called Retrograde, and for my next wish list I'm thinking I should do Resistance 4, but those are very much future endeavours rather than current. So a big thank you for watching. If you could like, that would be just swell. Thanks again, and goodbye.